It lacks veneration for long-term planning, and in most cases, it disappoints. This because it survives on quick fixes while revolving around some key permanent personalities and government operatives. Worse is that the electorate is coined in all these shenanigans that it rarely gets involved on the quest of adapting state morality. Pledge Watch is here, and of course, to make sure that those in power live their word, or they live by their word. So tonight, Thika Town Member of Parliament is on to account on what he has done so far, or what he has achieved for his constituents. My name is Linda Alela. Welcome to Pledge Watch. And Mheshimiwa, thank you so much for your time. Mheshimiwa Patrick Wainaina, aka Jungle.
That's right.
Right? Good to have you.
Thank you.
Why the jungle name though?
Yeah. You know what? Huh? Yeah, where I work, the company is called Jungle. And when I got into this business of politics, so when they went to vote, so everybody was asking, I want to vote Jungle. But then the guys who were there, they said, no, there's nobody here by the name of Jungle. So my vote went elsewhere. Oops. So I said, come the general election, the main one,
you're using Wajango.
The name has to be there.
So
that's amazing. I did full, and now it's part of my ID name.
All right, and tonight on Pledge Watch we say, meet the Jungle. So the Jungle himself. And we kick off this by asking this question. What's the difference right now that Thika Town stands, within Kiambu County? What's the difference between working with the previous governor, that is Governor Waititu, and the current one, Governor Nyoro?
Yeah, let me put it this way. Really, and I think it's a good question because basically this is one of the most confusing issues in that a lot of people really do not know what is the role of the MCA, what is the role of Member of Parliament, what is the role of Governor, Senator, and as far as the Member of Parliament is concerned.
Right.
Yeah, although we are supposed to, because always there is what we call synergy in working together, but I really have no business to do with the county.
Okay.
So mainly my work mainly is to oversight the national government. So all the programs that come from the national government, now it is my work to make sure that I oversight what President Uhuru is doing, but not more of what Governor Nyoro is doing.
Speaking of that, it brings me to my next question. And like other members of parliament, because other members of parliament, I've hosted a couple of them here, and most of the complaints, are like, oh, you rarely come at home, you are rarely around your constituent, you're always in Nairobi. I mean, it feels like your presence is felt so much so on the ground. Then we ask, does it then deprive your people from adequate representation in the House?
Not at all. Not at all.
Right.
I mean, if you're dedicated, because for me, my motto is very simple. In fact, I call it DEHO. That means dedication. You have to be dedicated because all this is a lot of work, by the way. You must be efficient because you must be in Nairobi, and you must be at the constituency, and you must have integrity. HO means honest. So you must be honest in all what you do. So basically, I think why people feel me is because when they need me, I am there. But again, I cannot abdicate my role of making the law. Right now, I'm doing a law. Actually, I'm doing an amendment bill on what we call the public procurement. And it's very interesting because already is supposed to be going now on the floor for discussion. It has gone through the publishing. And what it says is that if you work for national government or county government and you finish your job and then after 90 days you are not paid, you can walk to the nearest bank and get your money. It's called working by bank guarantee. So, and this one, I'm very, very passionate about it because you can see a lot of people, especially the youth, they work for the county government, they work for the national government, they are not paid on time, and then the lenders come and they make sure they take all their mega belongings, and then they are left exposed. So basically, this is one of the laws. The other one I'm calling is called the anti-dumping, or actually the safeguards. So the idea is that anything that you are making in this country, why are we importing it? You have seen it actually with this COVID-19. To me, I see a lot of good silver lining in it. Although it's a disease and really it's oppressing a lot of us. And I'm so sorry for the almost 100 people who have died in this country. But then I think it's also teaching us things because we are the way we used to have goods come from China. We don't see them anymore. See, this mask, I came with it because I'm a bit away from you though, so that's why I'm not having it now.
Oh, it's the jungle.
But when you look at this, Okay, it has Jago Foundation.
Yes.
This is just a logo.
Right.
But this thing is made in Thika.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and you can see, it's very beautiful.
Which is one of the questions I would have posed to you, the aspect of industrialization. Then where are you coming in? Is this how then this is going to help President Uhuru Kenyatta in achieving one of the key big four agenda pillars, that is on industrialization?
Definitely. If something like this is made in Thika, and you can see it's a very beautiful thing.
It is nice, yes.
So,
and we are known to be importing
weeks,
something as small as a toothpick.
2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
some young men from Peace EA Makongeni is a church in my constituency.
Right.
Five young men and a lady, they got together and they made a nice, good sanitizing booth. And everything is with sensors and, you know. So, and I look at this kind of innovation and I say, why? What the hell do we go to China?
Right.
What the hell? Why do we go to India? Why do we go to Brazil? Why do we go to UK?
Because Kenya,
we can do those things here. But what my bill says, do not even go to those sanitizer booths.
Yeah.
Do not go to the vehicles. Do not go to radios. Let's go to the most basic.
Right.
Let's go to toothpick. Let's go to jikos. Let's go to pans. Let's go to plates.
Yeah.
Let's go to spoon.
Yeah.
Simple thing. Let's go to masks like this.
Yes.
If we do these things, later I am telling you,
Okay.
all these problems that you find here, that youths have no jobs,
Right.
all these political noise you hear, people will be so quiet. If only we can do only about 40 to 50%
Right.
of what is spent in this country.
Yeah.
And I will also tell you something else that people really sometimes they overlook. There is no economy that is built by foreigners.
True.
Foreigners come here to take
They
money
can
and move out. The only person who can develop this country
Is
is
you and
Leader
me.
and Patrick.
I agree. I will not preempt
Yes.
what the bill or the fate of the bill will be, but then
Yes.
we can only wait, and we'll be, of course, following up to see how that sails through. Most
Yes.
importantly,
Yes.
I think it's a key that we take into the developments of course, Thika Town. Before I even come to the key general questions that I will have later on.
Yeah.
On matters education, you seem to have done so well based on what I get. So
Yes.
we'll delve not first of all to that, but
Yes.
first,
Yes.
let's pick this COVID-19.
Yes.
I mean, issue and
Yes.
factor that you talk about and, you know, is considered as a blessing in
Yes.
disguise. I
Yes.
mean, have we gotten to the point whereby we can confidently say that within your own constituency, you've been able to, you know, come in handy towards ensuring that you tame the spread of COVID-19?
I want to say this,
Yeah.
that, and we have heard from the experts, that COVID-19, we have to learn how to live with it.
Yeah.
So basically what they're telling us is, we may get the off-peak, or rather right now, we are looking at numbers, now we are going to 100 or something.
Right.
Probably the experts say by about October, the numbers will be like 200, and then they'll start going down.
Right.
But according to the same experts, they say these numbers will never be zero anytime soon.
Right.
So basically, at some point, we'll be seeing some of these cases. So, and what there is, and every leader, from MCA all the way to the presidential level, we have to start getting prepared for this.
Right.
Not the short term, yeah? Not going there and giving 50
The masks and
masks.
everything?
No.
Is that to mean that there's nothing much that you're doing as of now? As you look at the goal?
I am.
All right.
I am. And what I'm doing is, number one, education.
Right.
Education is very important. I'm not even doing it to Thika, by the way, leader. I mean, for me, I'm doing all over Kiambu. Why? Because I noticed one thing. My mom is in Katudo North. She's not even in Thika. So if I stay in Thika, what happened to my mom? Yeah?
Yeah,
I
so
don't,
you have
I
to
don't, I
extend
don't want to
this.
bury anybody.
Right.
I don't want to go and see somebody. And by the way, it's very sad. When you get sick of COVID-19,
Right.
not even your closest friend can come to see you.
That's
not
exactly.
even your relative. So for me,
Uh-huh.
I've taken it upon myself that for as much as I can do. Right now, I'm able to do Kiambu.
Right.
I wish I can be able to do Nyandarua. I wish I can be able to do Muranga. Because this is not about political boundaries.
Right.
It's not about what you think you can.
Yeah.
Whatever little that you can, even if it's 30 shillings, this mask is 30 shillings.
Nice.
If you can afford 30 shillings
Proceed
and
to-
buy it for your neighbor,
Right.
please, that is your contribution to COVID-19.
The argument of
Everybody
ground,
must
though.
do it.
Yeah.
So every day we are doing about 1,000 of this masks.
Right.
We are doing about 1,000 sanitizers. We have got about 5 vehicles that go around every day and preaching the gospel of keep distance,
Right.
do not move, you don't have to.
Even in slums like, you know, Kiaganjo, Kiandutu,
Everywhere.
Shagi, Madarau,
Everywhere.
I mean, with that level of congestion that is experienced there, high population.
Education.
Right.
Education leader.
Okay.
Because There's no way you can tell those people now start keeping distance and these are houses. Some of those homes, in fact, there is barely no distance.
Right.
So, but the issue is, if you tell them, if you educate them,
right.
so they could be close, but they're having a mask. All right.
That's right.
So, yeah, a lot of things that happen is when people go and take, like now, I know you have seen some pictures of people taking buza, sharing the same cup.
The same cup.
Yep.
All right.
Those are the issues. That is the education that we need to give our people. If we train our people properly, believe me, we can do so well. Right now, and I need to congratulate the government. So the issues and the projections that were saying that will be here by today.
Right.
Yeah. They are projecting like every day we'll be having like 2,000 people dying. Dying, you know? Like now what we had in UK. Right. Yeah. So for them, they were saying not 2,000, they were saying, in fact, they were talking of a number like 10,000. But you can see today, from when COVID started, we are barely 100 people.
Right.
So we give it to our government. You know, sometimes we want to blame the government and say a lot of things, but let's see the positive issues in the government.
As we give it to them, Mheshimiwa, Kilimanjaro, Chania, and other roadblocks.
Yes.
Of course, bar Thika Town from conducting businesses with other counties, you know, something that was, of course, very common. I mean, of what magnitude would you say that this has affected the economy within the town?
Yeah, pretty much. Right. Pretty much, and it's very sad that, you know, this COVID, just like any other disease, it came, no warning, no nothing.
You've got plans of reviving that?
Yeah, we do. Oh, definitely. I mean, that's our job as leaders, really.
All right.
I mean, if you live to our salt. But the issue is that, you know, the fact that, and I feel for our people, but I keep really explaining to them. We have that roadblock in Kilimambogo. It has cut off one village called Goliba. So Goliba, it is between Kilimambogo and the border to Machakos. The people of Goliba cannot go to Machakos. They cannot come to Thika. They cannot go to Doni Sabuk. They cannot go to Moranga. They're just there, a small island. So I feel, sorry, my people. But you know what?
Yes, you're working towards.
It's better to have you leave. Yeah, so that we can be able to talk about these stories tomorrow, rather than start burying our people. So what the government is doing with all those roadblocks, I mean, it's a necessary evil. As
we speak of what you've done on matters education in this era of COVID-19 again, what have you done to ensure that at least you get this balance in terms of matters education? I know you have the interest of education at heart, and most importantly, of course, constitutionally, that is a role that lies or falls under your docket. The huge disparities that we witness today amongst students, and you know, and I mean, what are you doing towards ensuring that first you balance this, and what are your future plans? Because that is key towards ensuring that we deal with the same.
Indeed. So let me put it this way. What I am doing all the way from the infrastructure, we are doing roads, we are doing power, we are doing home connections, we are doing street lighting, we are doing water, then we are doing, of course, we are doing schools. We have got a department called Jango Afia, like the one that is doing the COVID business. We have got another one called Jango Mazingira because of the environment. And we have another one called Jango Uwezo. So all these things, this is one thing, when I got into politics, is something really I needed to prove. And I think I'm proving it. And I'm happy about it. Yeah, that every time I could see a politician. And a politician is 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And still all the time, they say, I'll do this road, I'll do this school, I'll do this what. And my question is, really, if you do not have anything else to do, why don't you just go home and do what you can do best?
Mheshimiwa, hold it right there. I think you've just reminded me of, you know, I actually sent my reporter down on ground. Weru, big up to you. He went down there, listened into what, of course, the people of Thika Town or Thika Town constituency had to say. So let's listen in to, of course, what they had to say. A few of them argue that indeed that some roads are more of, you know, campaign tools. So let's listen into this and then we come back.
All right.
Wetu wafanye sensitization kwa sababu watu wengi huwa hawajui ama hawafahamu ya kwamba kuna kuwaga na pesa ya youth fund, hawajuagi ya kwamba kuna kuwaga na pesa ya women fund na hiyo uwezo fund. Kwa hivyo kuna vikundi nyingi za watu ambao ni genuine ambao wanastahili kusaidika, lakini watu hawakuagi wanajua.
Lakini kuna zile sehemu kidogo amebakisha yenye tungeomba isikuje kufukua, ndio sasa ile wimbo ya wakati wa kampeni ya 2022. Kuna barabara kama ile ya pale Madaraka pale kwa soko. Hiyo ndio inafanyanga kampeni kila wakati.
As long as wewe ni mwenyeji wa Thika na unapiga kura Thika, CDF kupata basari yake ni rahisi sana, kwa sababu mheshimiwa forms zake hakuna kwenda ati kuna watu wale wanapeana ama kuna watu wale sijui ati wanajulikana, lakini ni kwenda tu kwenye cyber cafe pale, unaenda una download
kama mabarabara, tuseme kila siku hata watu wenye wako kwa mitandao wanaona Jango anafanya kazi mashinani.
Yale mambo yote alikuwa ametuahidi, naweza kama niweza kureti, naweza sema ya kwamba kama around 85% ameweza kutimiza kwa hiyo miaka 2.5.
Mheshimiwa, accolades and requests in equal
Yes,
measures.
yes,
I mean, in
yes.
as much as the people would acknowledge that indeed you've done
Yes.
something, and we say here at Pledge Watch, we
Yes.
celebrate when something has been done,
Indeed.
and we equally question when things
Yes.
have not been done. They
Yes.
also have some, some requests that they'd want to make, especially in the CDF. We'll come to that,
Yes.
But not before we clear on matters education, and I'll allow you to react in regards to the same. I mean, when you look at these bursaries that we speak about,
Yes.
are there target allocations that one help the people who genuinely need them? To be the people who get them?
Yes.
Or it's the usual apply, and sometimes again with the aspect of corruption it can be something else.
So it's a good question. It's a good question. Again, I wanted to tell you that I'm very, very passionate about education.
Right.
And me and my office, we have a target, and we are saying Thika needs to be number 1.
Right.
Not in Kiambu, not in Central, in the country.
Nice.
When I leave, not when I leave my seat.
Okay.
By the time, Thika
This
people,
term,
by this term,
yes.
when if they want to renew my contract, that is good. I'll be very happy.
Right.
But the thing is, I have a target.
Right.
I want to be number 1 by 2022. And the question you're asking is very important about the bursary.
Right.
And I can tell you what, this issue bursary, before, even me sometimes I was looking for somebody who has ever had a bursary in Thika. I could not get. Last year, we gave 28 million in bursary, and I think we are the highest in the country in terms of the amount.
Right.
We gave about 8,000 people a bursary, and we are very, very thorough in what we do. This money is barely enough, by the way. Right. I need to tell you that. It's barely enough.
Are you trying to push for
what,
more to come to the kitty, at the level of the house?
Definitely. And I want to say this, and this is what needs to happen actually, is that, in Thika, we have 56 schools.
Right.
56. And there are some constituencies who have got only 3 schools. So you can see, the disparity is too much. Every constituency is getting about 100 million.
Right.
All same. Unfortunately, my county has got 100,000 voters, about 320 citizens. Other places have got 70,000 citizens, the population. But to me, I don't know how it came to be that all the constituencies are going to get the same bursary. Or rather the same amount of CDF. So that is something that baffles me, but probably it's our job now to follow it up. Because actually that was done in Parliament.
Right.
However, bursary has been one of the things that I think is very, very important for this country.
Right.
And I would also call my county colleagues to join hands, because Thika, we get, from the county, we get less than 10 million. I don't think it's something that really is so good. I think because of the country need to think about it. For our 28 million, it is a very, very, very open, should I say, very transparent process.
Okay.
You do not have to wait for a form. Our forms are not sold, and if somebody gets sold one, I just need to know this immediately. I know what to do. I know what to do with that kind of a person. But the thing is, our forms, even now, you can just go to the website, you download the form.
The fear is always that it's not a genuine process, because, everyone would go there and I mean, even when someone is capable of paying fees, they will proceed to sign or even fill this form and, present it.
That is true.
Yeah?
That is true. But leader, I think sometimes we just do as much as you can only do so much. Yeah?
Right.
So because we try to educate people also. We tell them, if you're able to pay your school fees and you come to compete with for this money, surely what you're doing is you are denying somebody who was unable to do it, and then he cannot be able to educate his kid, and you are able to educate his kid. But basically, at the end of the day, what the much we can do is, number one, we really prove that you are a voter from Thika. We have got a whole register from IEBC, and this is the one we follow. Number two, we have to make sure that you are the parent of this kid, and if you're a guardian, you are a proper guardian. So you have to bring your ID. You have to see we follow the due process.
Okay.
Yeah. But basically, at the end of the day, especially the day schools in Thika, I make sure I give them priority.
Right.
Why? These kids, these people are people that you feel every day. And the idea is, if you do well with these day kids, usually they will remain within Thika and you are going to see the fruits of their labor.
That's an interesting one.
Not that the borders are not good.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, I also want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And I can see them on a daily basis.
All right, Mheshimiwa, let's cross over to the roads. And Kamenyu to Kiganjo Road has been under construction.
Yes.
By the way, these are questions of picked from, reactions of the people on ground.
That's right.
So they say this road has been under construction for ages. Under whose docket is it? And why has it taken such a long time for the project to complete? That is one. Another one. Thika to Makongeni Road through pilot area is equally on the radar for constantly being in bad shape, yet it is recarpeted every other time. Are the projects substandard? Third one, Gatuanyaga and the proposed Jomoko Mangu Road. That is full of potholes. What remedies are there for you people?
A good question, by the way. Let me put it this way. That it took me quite a while to push for that road they're talking about, from Kamenyu to Kiganjo.
Right.
And actually it's a ring road. It's not a single road. Whatever that the voter is saying, or rather one of my constituents is saying, that was very short strip. And that is the only part that is remaining, about 2 kilometers. But you have done 14 kilometers of that road. So 12 kilometers already done. And this ring road starts all the way from Kiandutu.
Right.
We call it Broadway. From Kiandutu, it goes away to Adena, and then goes back to Kiganjo Kona 1. And then we have got another one that starts from Engine, Thika, and then it goes all the way to where to go Kona 4 or bypass. So all that ring road is about 14 kilometers. Only the 2 kilometers, in fact now it's about 1 kilometer. And it's almost getting complete, by the way. So, and we have got one of the best contractors who is doing this road. The road is being done by the agency called Kera, and it's being done by Hichiang. And he's one of the guys that do very nice, good roads. So, and when it's done and finished, they'll be happy. They'll be happy it is done. I also want to say that we are doing the road. We are doing another bypass. That is, although that one has taken time. From BAT through Del Monte, the guys who do pineapples, and to Thika Sports through Thika Superhighway. So that one is going on.
But why has it taken so much time?
That is slow.
Right.
Because again, I must say, and I must tell my constituents, it's good to be open.
Right.
I tried to have a proper contractor put in that road. I tried. I went. It's been done by Kura. I was given a very shady contractor called Tosha. So, and he's taken forever. For 2 years, he has done only 25% of the road.
And what action has been taken against him?
Last week, I was with the PS.
Okay.
Yes, the PS roads. And I told him that much. I told him, this man, I don't want him in that road. Yeah.
So we're expecting
and it doesn't matter where I go. Even if it means I go to the president, for that guy to leave that road so that it can be done by somebody who is ready to do that road.
All right.
It's going to happen. But there's good news also. I had somebody to mention Gatuanyaga.
Gatuanyaga, yes.
Yeah. So I was given 1 billion to do Gatuanyaga from Mogoga.
Amazing.
All the way to Monyo, Githima, and Kangoki. So that one will be tarmac.
What timeline do we give you?
Good tarmac.
What timeline do we give you? If you get a good contractor in this
Monday.
Case, today is Monday.
This contract will be in the papers tomorrow.
All right.
So if you, it will be what do you if you have the capability to do the road, please bring your papers.
All right.
For the tender. So that road will be there on Tuesday, tomorrow. So check the papers tomorrow, Tuesday. And Thika Town, you have been given 700 million. 700 million will do the CBD.
Okay.
So the roads, what you see in the roads in Thika is going to be modern. So Thika is going to be the first Europe.
We can only wait to see. Well, you do not trust a politician until you see that, Mheshimiwa. We can only wait.
You are pledging what you can do. So
I hope it is so.
Yeah. So if you see the advertisement tomorrow,
I can as
so
well
you can see this
too.
is the first part of doing the pledge. But believe me, this one I'll have to make sure that I get one of the best contractors in the country.
Right.
Yep. So it doesn't matter what land I go to. Again, it's been done by Kura.
Which is achievable, of course, within this short time that you're left with.
Oh, basically, when you have the money,
All right.
anything is possible.
Okay, all right, security. And we talk about
but again, leader,
yes.
we do a lot of other roads, by the way, that I must say. Yeah, we have, as Django Foundation, we have got all the road machineries that you can think about. So, and we do a lot of earth roads. And whatever is remaining, I know we have had many complaints on the ground because Thika, the road network in Thika is big. Is a lot.
It's
For me, you may not see the black, but what I want people in Thika to see is that if they want to go to work, they should be able to go to work.
All right.
So, and the roads that are coming through, today we were doing Karifarifi. Next week we'll be doing Goigwa. So, and the people of Gatwenya, again, we are coming to you next week.
All right. Security, I mean, in the best interest of time, let's of course try and run pretty much fast because there's so much to cover.
Indeed.
What are you, first of all, doing to tame the aspect, the small bits of insecurity that are left and the aspect of land grabbing occurrences that have been, in a huge way common? And most importantly, there's been an issue with hawkers flocking the town even after they have been ordered off. I mean, have you finally resolved this particular issue? And what alternatives have you given them? Because at the end of the day, they're making livelihoods.
Let me start with the hawkers.
Right.
So the hawkers, sometimes the only thing I can do as an MP is talk to them in good language, tell them, please, can we get out?
Right.
But basically, a lot of that work is county job. So, there is this, whatever, you do not want to interfere where you are not supposed to be. So again, I do not want to be in loggerheads with the county. Okay. So county, that is your question, basically. So
I hope county is listening.
Yes, I know.
But then again, of course, there are ways that you push towards ensuring
this is
that
a popular
TV,
I'm sure they watch.
It is, 101% you can bet.
So, but then I also wanted to say about the security.
Security and...
I have one mantra, and I tell people that if people are busy, if you try to make people do what they're supposed to be, then it becomes much less probability to go and do things they are not supposed to be doing.
Right.
So basically, we try as much as possible how we can be able to engage our youth. We cannot say we have done enough, but we have done as well as we can be able to do. But of course, we are doing quite a bit. We have some work we are doing at Thika East in Kilimambogo. We have completed our chief's office in Goliba. We are doing a police station in Como. We are renovating police station in Munyo. So we are doing...
All these fall under your docket as a member of parliament?
Yeah, security falls under my docket, yes.
All right.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it's part
amazing.
of the CDF.
Yes, that's
right?
part of the... Yes, indeed.
So basically, we are doing all that work. But I really want to say that security starts with you.
Right.
So if you get something and then you are not saying, it becomes very, very difficult. Even with the police force, it is very, very difficult to get to the bottom of it. So I'm telling you, let's get to the bottom of it. You talked about the land grabbing. I would promise the people of Thika that I'm doing, especially all the primary schools and secondary schools in Thika, I'm getting a title deed. So I said I do not want just to build the schools and make them beautiful, and then there's no ownership.
Yes, after a while the students are there being tear-gassed.
I have applied for the title deed, but before we do that, we had to really do something like we had to resurvey those schools once again, so that we know where the beacons are. So that is something that we are doing, and we have had a lot of challenge because especially on the roads. If a guy comes from anywhere, you know, sometimes I don't understand how we do things.
Right.
He just goes there and can find this is a road corridor, and he just gets a plot there, gets a fake surveyor, and he gives him a title, and then when we need that road, we need to go to court. You know, sometimes some of these things.
I mean, that's why we have the leadership to look into that. Sadly, time is not on our side. But briefly, as we wind up on this particular one, on the aspect of agriculture, industrialization, we picked something on industrialization when we started. But I mean, do we have projects to ensure that at least the semi-arid areas, the likes of Dura, Magogoni, and Goliba areas, they get, first of all, water, like you said, and most importantly, they get to experience acute, way of ensuring that at least they boost agriculture?
Yes. I know the Goliba people are checking, and I'm sure you are in P47. And this is what I want to tell them, that we had a program called Dumago. Dumago means Dura, Magogoni, and Goliba.
Right.
It was a water scheme, and then that water scheme has been there for the last about 10 years.
Right.
So when I got into this seat, So that was the first thing that I started. And unfortunately, it had a lot of queries, audit queries,
Right.
because somebody stole about,
Oh, no.
people are funny, about 400 million
Okay.
on that project. So when we came in, so the government, when I went to the office, the Minister of Water, they asked me, this thing has sunk 400 million. Patrick, how can you even add even a coin on it?
Coin on it.
So we had to look for other means.
Right.
So the money, we have sunk almost that $1 million there
Yeah.
from different sources, Jago Foundation, wherever, if leader, you have something, give us.
Any hope
so,
for them?
Yeah, and then we bought pipes and we did everything. And actually water was flowing
Yeah.
until last season when there was a lot of rain. And then at the intake, the big pipes, the 16-inch pipes, were carried by the river, by water,
Alright.
because there's where the pipe crosses the river. It was carried. So we are missing about 2 pipes. Now we have been waiting for the water to at least subside.
Yeah.
Now we are able to do that project again. So very soon again, water will be going there.
Yeah.
With this water leader,
Briefly.
the people of Dola, Magogoni, and Goliba are able to farm. In fact, they have beautiful, beautiful farms.
All right.
Yep.
Amazing.
So you're on the agriculture.
All right.
So this comes in very handy.
Thank
Very
you.
handy.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. I would want to ask this question
Yes,
briefly because then time is not on our side.
Yes.
I'm being told that, yes, it's
Yes,
over.
yes.
How then do we toe the line between what is being done by Jungle Foundation and what is being done by, the constituency itself,
Yes.
the office of the constituency?
Yes.
Because, I mean, even before you got into power, I remember there were questions about that.
Yes. Yeah, basically,
Briefly.
Jago Foundation has been in existence for, let's say, the last 13 years now.
Okay.
These are like about 13th year. So for the last 10 years, since 2006, we've been working.
So it's got nothing to do with what is on the county.
So it does not matter what we are doing now or what I'm doing now, whatever with my CDF.
Right.
I can do what the government projects. I can do schools. So Jago Foundation is not doing schools. Schools are being done by the government.
All right.
But there are so many other things. Member of Parliament has no money to do water. He has no money to do, a lot of roads cannot do.
Yeah.
Yep. Has got no money to do I talked about AFIA, like the COVID.
Yeah.
That is Jago Foundation.
All right.
Mazingira is Jago Foundation.
Okay.
Uwezo, which is my pet project, we could not talk about it, where we get young people, put them
Right.
into clusters,
Yeah.
and then we enable them how to do the projects that they're able to do. That is done by Jago Foundation. So Foundation has got a lot of issues, but and I'm very proud of it.
And there you have it. We have
Yes.
so much to discuss, but then again, I still keep insisting that time is not on our side.
Yeah.
Honorable Patrick Kimani Wainaina Jungle, he says that, of course, he lost lots of votes because of the jungle aspect, but then again,
Yeah.
luckily he got into power.
Well,
An
yeah,
independent
independent.
candidate for that matter. Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. It was great
That's
having
right.
you.
Yes.
And of course, keep doing what you're doing to the people of Thika
Yes.
and much, much more.
Asante.
And of course, for you back at home, thank you so much for keeping me company. Thank you so much for the feedback that we might not be able to go through, but all the questions will be directed to Mheshimiwa for answers. My name is Linda Alela. It was great having you on the Pledge Watch discussion. See you again same time. Of course, next time, that is on Monday. Bye-bye.